So we are now live! Hello everyone and welcome to the Geek Battle show here on the Extreme Improv Xstreamed YouTube channel, as well as the Geek Battle and Geek Battle Gaming YouTube channels. Now today's show is no doubt going to be full of interesting wonder, mystery and probably some other things, but let's start things off as we usually do with the intro.
Welcome to the Geek Battle Zone. We discuss comics and puny minds are blown. We debate Marvel versus DC, Skeletor, X-Men, and Ron Weasley. Judge David slams down the gavel and Cap dreams of Henry Cavill. It's a Geek Battle stream, nerd rage as we assemble our Geek Avengers team. Welcome to the Geek Battle party. We are the Justice League and our Batman.
Sega, I love Nintendo, but in the Geek Battle we are all friendos. Oh, it's a Geek Battle show. Oh, the Geek Battle show. It's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Geek Battle show.
And hello, so welcome to Geek Battle. Now we're going to have lots of fun. Capithave, say hello to the people.
Hello from the land of leopards and elephants and audio, is it good?
It's good. Now I think my audio was also playing up, so I can hear you as clear as day now, so keep going with it, Cap.
It's because I had to lower the enchantment that was put on a settings call, because like I was worried that it's going to pick up the speakers, but it didn't pick up the speakers, so I can't do the enchantment. Anyways, this is not Nerd Fact or Geek Fact. My Geek Fact of the week, of course, I'm going to go back to the old thing. Okay, I remember my Geek Fact actually. So, Cartoon Network's main big profit was, in the early 2000s and 2010s, was Ben 10. It outsold everything fiction-related that any other TV channels did, even bigger than He-Man, even bigger than the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It was a brand seller. But when they did Alien Force, their toy sales actually went down, at least for the Alien Force cartoon show. But the classic Ben 10 was still selling great toys. This carried on until they carried on a series, but then each season they tried different animations. And then the last one they did, where they did more kid-friendly animation, which basically happened because Cartoon Network executives were moving towards less action shows and more comedy shows like the Teen Titans Go, because that was profitable and it fits their child-friendly cartoon media instead of really narrated-related storytelling genre. And this, of course, killed Ben 10, one of the most highly profitable shows that they ever had. And Cartoon Network today is still filled with maybe not as same as Teen Titans, but even lower animated garbage.
Look, I love the original Teen Titans, and then Teen Titans Go came around, and I was like, what the fresh hell have I gotten myself into? It is so hard. I feel like
it's the execs, Nick. It's the execs. They decided the
Well, yeah, there we go. On that point, let's see. Let's play it. Why not? We've got it there. So
No. Hold on. Go back to the clip a second and pause it on the last frame.
I can't pause it.
I'm wearing the same hoodie as I wore when you
Well, there you go. There you go. Well, do you have a say hello to the people, Nick? Do you have a random geek trivia fact?
Hello to the people. My name is Nick from Virginia. I do have a random geek fact. Did you guys know that R2D2 has a cameo in Close Encounters of the Third Kind?
No.
At the beginning when you see the ship panning off into the, I don't remember if the ship is either coming or going. I haven't seen Close Encounters in like 30 years. But in Close Encounters, there's a part where you see under the ship, and you can clearly see an astromech droid on the bottom of it. And Steven Spielberg and George Lucas have both confirmed that that is in fact Mr. R2D2 himself.
Well, do you know, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, I haven't seen it in so many years. I don't know where or whatever. Probably on like the Sci-Fi Channel or the Horror Channel when these used to be things. They may still be things, to be honest, but haven't seen them in the UK in so very long. But yeah, that's good. I think there should be more anthology shows like that. Okay, Dave MC, say hello to the people.
Hello to the people, my name is Dave MC here in Paris, France, and I apologise for the avatar, but it's very hot in here and I look awful. But my geek
What is
fact...
the Celsius, Dave? What is the Celsius?
It's, who cares, and, but in Fahrenheit, it's, I'm boiling. My geek fact for the week is, so originally, Ridley Scott was asked to design the Daleks in Doctor Who. As a fact, Ridley Scott was asked to do the design for Doctor Who until Raymond Cusick was eventually called in to do the design for the pepper pots we know today.
Wow, so how old is Ridley Scott? Because they were like in the first season of Doctor Who.
Crikey, it was like 90, that was in the 60s, I'm not sure.
Yeah, like 1963.
Oh, man. Daleks would have been cool.
Okay, so he did Alien in 1978, so I guess, yeah, if he was just like a young...
Yeah, because he worked on, we worked on several things with the BBC beforehand, and he was asked, oh, can you design these Daleks by Terry Nation?
Dave, maybe you can AI this up, like Daleks designed by what the guy Dave just said. Stanley Kubrick or what was the name?
Stanley Kubrick. Ridley Scott.
Ridley Scott, yes, I want to see it, David. AI that thing up.
Okay, so what do you want? Tell me that again. What? Daleks...
Daleks designed by Ridley Scott.
Well, how are we meant to do... Actually, look, because look, the Alien, that's based on the aliens from H.R. Geiger, so it's not like he designed the aliens.
Yeah.
Okay,
I do have a second geek fact also.
go on, give it whilst I CGI these things.
Give it to us, Nick.
Did you guys know that in Metroid, Samus or the Metroids are based on aliens?
Well, everything is. Right.
A space game that has aliens? That are meant to be aliens?
How?
Wow!
So, Ripley from Aliens, from the Aliens movie, is what Ridley from the Metroid game is one of the homages that they did to.
He meant Alien the movie, not Alien to general.
Alien the movie, yes, thank you. Thank you, Cowboy fans.
For me, I always thought, wait, they were based on aliens? Did the game developers have access to real aliens?
Yes, they did.
If you watch the movie Paul, where Seth Rogen plays an alien, it's a good movie with Nick Frost and the other
First
guy.
of all, Paul is not a
Paul is a fun movie.
Yeah, it's
Hold on. I contend that there's a difference between a fun movie and a good movie.
I agree with that, Nick. That is very fair.
I've seen a bunch of movies that I'm like, man, this movie was terrible, but it was fun to watch.
Yeah, Black Adam. Or The Flash.
that was not even fun to watch.
I had
That was
fun.
not even fun to watch.
Surprised it win.
I mean, I would say it's hard because because we have seen better action films. It's not even a good action film, so I can't say I had that much fun watching Black Adam.
Yeah, Home Alone, great action film.
God, this sucks. Right, let's bring up Copilot. Let's ask it the same question.
They look terrible, don't they?
Well, they're just Daleks. These are just boring.
Well, exactly.
Right.
There's two topics I want to discuss, particularly the show.
Okay, go for it.
Is it Doctor Who?
No. It's
Thank you, Nick, for not bringing up Doctor Who.
I want to discuss Spaceballs 2.
Yes.
Have you guys heard anything about it? The trailer, I know it's just a crawl, but it's like, so I'm old enough to have seen Spaceballs in the theater.
Wow.
I did not, but I am in fact old enough to have seen. I was 4 when Spaceballs came out.
Oh.
But is that too Mel? Is Naked Gun Mel Brooks?
No.
Okay. Because I feel like is the parody genre back because they announced Naked Gun and now they're announcing Spaceballs 2.
Do you know, like, I guess it's a parody. I never really. I guess Spaceballs is a parody, but I don't see it as the same genre as Naked Gun. Because you get like Naked Gun, and you get like Scary Movie, and it's almost cartoon-like in that.
You have Airplane, which is so Airplane is actually fucking amazing. Sorry about the.
So
Shirley, don't call me Shirley.
I would say I think David, I'm not really sure about Naked. I think Naked Gun, the first one, the second one, is probably actually I would consider as parody because they were parodying of the A-Team and things like that, right?
They
Pulp
were-
shows.
They were actually a parody of Police Squad,
Okay. So
which is a
Police
fantastic-
Squad. There was an actual Police Squad in the show.
There was a show called Police Squad, and it was basically, it was a precursor to Dragnet.
Right, but wasn't Police Squad starring Leslie Nielsen?
You know what? I think you're right, actually.
So was that a serious show? And then this.
Police Squad was in fact a serious show.
Oh my god, I didn't know that. Hang on, I need to check that out. Was Police Squad a serious show?
It wasn't a comedy, I can tell you that.
Wow.
Because Leslie Nielsen had chops as being like a serious actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was
Hang on. Right, I'm not saying that I trust AI more than you, Nick. But I just wrote, was Police Squad a serious show? And the response was, not even close. Police Squad was a full-blown parody, and gloriously so. Created by the same trio that behind Airplane, Zucker, Abrams, and Zucker, it was a razor-sharp spoof of police procedurals. And it says it only lasted 6 episodes in 1982.
Maybe I was wrong.
Yeah.
I think AI could be mixing up the movies Police Squad with
No, Police Squad. No, because Naked Gun. Let's bring up the poster because it's like Tales from Police Squad.
Naked Gun the full title of Naked Gun is Naked Gun from the Files of Police Squad.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I'm not contesting that. I just realized I may be wrong. Look, I am one of the few geeks that will admit when he is wrong.
Yeah. Hey, I'll admit when Nick's wrong.
Excuse me.
Yeah, go on.
I will also admit when Dave is wrong.
Yeah.
Which Dave?
You.
Me?
Okay, so let's just look at. Oh, hang on, I haven't even got screen
You
share
can't
on.
tell from the shock on my face, but I'm shocked by that statement, Nick.
That you're wrong most of the time.
So let's take a look here. So here's the Leslie Nielsen one. Oh no, that is literally not what I clicked on. That's so weird. How can I click on this and it comes up with Pamela Anderson? Right. Well, anyway.
And Google messed up their search engine by involving AI.
So that is clearly a homage to this. I think the Leslie Nielsen one is better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, one of the who's playing? Who's the lead character in that one? Who's the lead actor?
Liam Neeson.
Admit you're wrong.
The thing I was saying with the parody genre in general, when Mel Brooks was doing it back like when he did Men in Tights, when he did what is the other movie did? History of the World. Those kind of satire and comedy stuff were great. Scary Movie kind of ruined the parody genre because instead of actually doing.
I'm gonna
Wait, Nick, let me finish. Let me finish.
Something. There is a satire genre, which is what I believe is like Young Frankenstein. Basically,
Yes.
Mel Brooks.
Yes. Mel Brooks. No, wait. Mel Brooks also did satire and he also did parody. Like Men in Tights was a parody of Robin Hood.
Robin Hood genre, yes.
The history of the world is basically a satire of all the historical films that was happening in historical films. Now, my thing is that the parody genre was ruined when the Scary Movie came to life because
Right.
Scary Movie 1 was relatively okay. They were parodying of the Haunting Mansion. There was movies out and they were actually parodying them all. What happened was after Scary Movie 3, everyone started doing parodies. There was Spartan the parodies, there were Twilight the parodies, and they weren't really that good. They were mostly filled with parts. Wait, Nick! I've been holding on for an hour now.
Damn, you're gonna damage your bladder if you hold on for an hour.
I'm saying it's because like they were filled with fart jokes and poop jokes, most of the Spartan and the Twilight movies and the Pirates of the Caribbean parody. There were too many parodies happening in the early 2000s,
Yeah.
which made the genre die because they weren't actually smart parodies. They were just parodies for parody's sake.
Yes, I agree. Did I just say that on the internet that I agree?
Wow. Okay, no, I completely... Guys, the worst film I have ever seen at the cinema, well, maybe Into the Woods, but it was not another teen movie. And it was a parody of, like, American Pie and things. And it's like, trying to do a parody of comedy doesn't work.
So, one, I love Into the Woods. Let me just tell you that right now.
The movie.
Oh no, the musical. The movie's terrible.
Yeah, well, there we go. That's what I'm going for. Yeah.
The musical's fantastic.
Because it doesn't have James Corden in it.
Right. Well, James Corden is a huge cop.
I think you can still find the 1996 Into the Woods, the stage version of YouTube. I downloaded this. It's on my iPhone.
I found a very good stage version of YouTube that was done at a high school, and I'm like, I've seen it done professionally, and I feel the high school version was better because the kids were really into it. Like,
Yeah. Well, anyway, guys, this has been fun. Now, right. So, anyway.
so
We
can we
have
talk
new
about how to
Superman.
play dragons?
Someone pick up the baton. Where are we going with this?
Okay.
So Doctor
We
Who
have
just came out.
no.
I just wanted to get Pat angry.
We have new Superman stuff.
Tell me what the new
That
Superman
looks
stuff
like
is.
shit. Next. It doesn't have that. It doesn't have Henry Cavill.
I don't care. It's Superman. It's better than Doctor Who.
Oh, whoa.
Wait.
Did
Right.
Cav just say he doesn't care about Henry Cavill?
Oh, right.
This is a dark. It's a dark day indeed for the fans of Geek Battle. But Pat said he doesn't care about Henry
By
Cavill.
the way,
hasn't done anything new in years, okay? He hasn't done anything new in years, okay?
So
My
why
fans
are
have
you
been
obsessed with him?
I have not. You guys made that a thing.
Why are you still going on about
Right.
it?
Anyway. Right. So Superman. Superman is still a little way away from coming out. It's not out until July. But I read that the box office is going to be like 120 million opening weekend, which is a great start. You know.
Really?
Yeah, I just read that. Maybe. Say, look, Superman tracking for 90 to 125 million start. So, as long as it gets good reviews, then it should do well. Unless,
I do have to point out one thing. This is a okay. Please give this movie a chance. But I do have to say the cinematographer for this film is the same guy who did the Flash movie, and it shows.
And I'm done.
and that's done now, right?
Also, the head of cinematography.
Oh
is the
shit!
one who did the
Look at
Flash.
this. This advert is literally the trailer. It's gonna get me copyright struck. Oh, bastards!
Put up the shield.
The shield. No, it's fine. I can just take that off now.
But I think it will work mainly because I think from what we've seen from the trailers, the punch, slow motion, and things like that, I think James Gunn is going for more of a campy approach to the action of things, and maybe emotional storytelling, but a campy approach instead of being a serious action movie. So I think it can work to its advantage. I just don't want it to become Peacemaker, that's all.
I think finally, Cap. Right, we're getting so much out of you tonight. That's amazing. Right, but yeah, no, nothing should be Peacemaker. Peacemaker was an abomination. Right.
Why?
Oh my god, it's just like it was okay. So the way I see it is a similar thing to like the movie Ted. When you see like Family Guy, and then it's like, oh, now you can do a movie where there's no limits and no restraints on you. Every third word was F this, F that, swear, swear, swear. And it's like, well, this isn't funny anymore. And then Guardians of the Galaxy, it was like, well, you can't swear, you can't do this, even though he still managed to get the first MCU F-bomb in a Marvel film. But then, like, Suicide Squad, you can do anything. F, 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 F. John Cena, F, 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 F. Oh, it's not funny. It's like, it's literally, you've killed it instantly.
How many Suicide Squad was outlived? I mean, not Suicide Squad in Guardians.
Of Guardians.
The F-bomb in Guardians of the Galaxy 3 was ad-libbed.
Well, they shouldn't have included it. You know, it wasn't ad-libbed in the cutting room.
They figured out that it made sense for the character. So they were like, yeah, this guy knows his
Yeah, but you know
character
what else makes sense for the character of Star-Lord? Like a scene where he bangs Gamora, because that's what but they still can't put it on screen. Right?
But the difference is, you can drop one F-bomb in
You can't say that, David. In the Eternals, we get a full bang show.
I don't remember seeing any nipple.
But nobody cares.
Yeah, there was literally... No, they may have had a little bit of, like, bangage, but you didn't get a full-on bang. No. Oh my! Do you know? George Takei has got that catchphrase. Oh my, right?
Yeah.
Do you know the origin of that? Because I saw a clip a couple of days ago where he said the origin. Did you? Right. So he went on Howard Stern, and he was like doing interviews about whatever show or whatever he was in at the time, and he was just told, right, your next assignment to publicize this is you're going to go on this radio program. So he turned up and he was like in the green room waiting, and they were playing it over the loudspeakers. And apparently he said to the receptionist, like, don't you have any, like, just like a station that's just playing some music? Like, what is this trash? And the receptionist, like, this is the show you're about to go on. And so as soon as he walked in the room, I forget what they said. That Nick, you may be able to remember what Howard Stern said to him, but he asked him like something really sexual. And then, George Takei was like, are we on the air? And then he was like, yeah, we're on the air. And he went, oh my. And that's where... And then apparently Howard Stern recorded this clip and put it on a button so he could just press it whenever he wants. Oh my.
So, the story
Yeah, go for it.
That for you to be such a short actor with such like so short in height with such a long career, you must have a really big dick or something like that. And George Takei went, oh my.
Oh my.
Matron.
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 Okay, we were talking about Superman, right?
I'm
Yes.
gonna go now. Bye.
Okay, so I will point this out. Peacemaker, I would say, I don't think cursing. I don't think Superman's gonna curse. That's not gonna happen, Jacob. So don't worry about it.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I'm
My
just
problem
going
here.
to look at Lex Luthor and say, look, I'm gonna beat the fuck out of you.
No. Okay, my only issue is that I don't want to have that similar tone. The tone is my issue with Peacemaker. It's okay for Peacemaker because like Peacemaker was a brand new character. The only thing I had problems with is when they involved the Justice League and John Cena dropped the line, "You did something for the fish," and then he agreed to it, and I was like, "What the fuck are you doing, guys?" But other than that, I think on its own, Peacemaker's fine. In carrying over to Superman problem, what James Gunn does well in Peacemaker and all of his stuff is emotional storytelling is always good. He can make you cry if he wants to, in a genuine good way. He needs to couple that with competent storytelling instead of doing pathos all the time, doing a serious thing and then cracking a joke so it underlays the situation.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. He does do that constantly. He doesn't let the emotional things land without there just being something that takes it back. Just on that, the very worst thing ever that I have seen for doing that was the TV show The Big Bang Theory. Every single time they'd have the character Sheldon like do something nice, there'd be characters like, "Oh, Sheldon, I moved," and then his very next line would just undo it. And it's like it became so overdone, it was ridiculous. So yeah.
I think comedic writers in general kind of have that because I always think that it's because we're writing in comedy, we can actually say a genuine, vulnerable thing, and we can be in the safety of it on a laugh track, where we are actually opening up and saying something meaningful, but we're worried it's not going to sound meaningful. We're worried it's not going to land that it's going to be. So it's like, put a joke in it so we can say, hey, I was doing a comedy anyway.
Yeah.
It's the shameful trick that good comedians do because they're afraid to come out.
I tell you what, though, I'll give you an example of how it can be done right. Okay, so listen to this. So Dave, I'm sure you'll know this. The other guys, I don't think you probably will. There was a TV sitcom in the UK, the most famous one from the UK of all time, called Only Fools and Horses, right?
Yeah.
And the story was about two brothers, and they lived in a flat with, at first, their granddad and later their uncle. And the reason there was that change is that the actor that played the granddad died midway through filming. Like, in between episodes, he passed away. So they had to shut down production, give a little bit of buffer time because they didn't want to just put the actors through that. But then they introduced the uncle who was the brother of their granddad. And and people at the time, they were like, wow, you're actually going to address in a sitcom an actor's death by saying that the character has died, because that's kind of unheard of. You'd normally just recast them, right? And what they did when this episode began, it was characters stood around and it was the funeral, and it was all quite somber. And then you see a car, and the character Del Boy, he picks up his granddad's hat, and him and his brother stand at the graveside like this, and they throw it in. And when the people like who are burying him, they start to put in like some of the earth, some of the soil, and they do a little joke where he just goes, "Oi, gently," and you hear a little bit of laughter on the laugh track, and it's like, oh, a little bit, he's obviously the idea he's passed away, he's dead. What do you mean be gentle? But there was a little titter of laughter. And then they walk away, and the vicar comes over, and he goes, "Has anyone seen my hat?" Which obviously you now realise has been buried in the grave. And suddenly it was a big laugh. It didn't take away from the serious moment. It didn't undo anything, but that's how you can do something really serious and then inject some humor without destroying what came before.
I think Friends also did that too. Friends also did that thing beautifully. They would have an emotional moment, they would let that sink in and stay there. Fresh Prince also did that. While they have a drama moment or an emotional moment, they would sit still and let that moment fly, and they cut to the next scene, or they maybe transition with a very small joke.
Yeah.
Instead of, making it saying something and then doing the opposite to that.
No, I agree. I can remember it in Fresh Prince where like he'd have a moment where what was that really famous moment where he's like,
Is that
yeah, you know the one.
want me, man? Yeah, why doesn't he want me, man?
Yeah.
He's actually asking for me. Uncle Bill, all they can do is just hug him, and they just make him sit in that moment, and then don't ruin that moment at all. There's actually a lot of moments.
On the Fresh Prince front, I'd actually argue that the very first episode had that as well. They had the moment where Will is, he's being his comedic, he's trying to be his funny self and trying to be like a clown in that, and Uncle Phil just is having none of it. Yeah, then he sees him play the piano, and that sort of sits in because he's watching him.
Yeah, he has potential after all. He's not just a goof off and giving that actual genuine character moment.
Let's go back to the Big Bang Theory 1 second. Going back to what we were discussing, if I may.
Yeah.
The episode where where Mrs. Wallowitz passes away. Going back to our boy Sheldon would normally make a joke or whatever. Sheldon's speech when Howard's mom passed away was actually quite lovely.
Okay, I don't recall it, but yeah. See, they might have done that because once again, here's the interesting thing: the actress passed away in real life, didn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was really nice. It almost reminded me of when when Coach died in Cheers, when Nicholas Colasanto, who played Coach in Cheers, passed away, and the speech that was given about him by it wasn't Woody because Woody hadn't come out to the bar yet, but it was what's the name of the blonde waitress? Shirley Val's character. I can't remember.
Oh my God, Diane.
Yes. She gave a very poignant.
But are all these incidences because it's a real tragedy and not something that happened on the show?
Yeah.
Howard's mom did. The actress who played Howard's mom did die in the middle of the season.
Yeah.
Well,
But you go on, Dave. Go on.
I was going to say, a similar vein of that is that they treated one thing for laughs. Like in Dad's Army, the British sitcom, I think David, you'll know it. I don't know if the other guys will know it.
Yeah, go on.
When the actor for Walker died,
Sure.
because he passed away off screen, and they said he died in between seasons as well. And the way they treated that was when they were on parade, when they were all lined up. Where's Walker? Oh, he sent me to leave a note in his place, and on the floor there is just a note with saying, "Yo, gone away to London for a job. Be back soon." And then they never address it again.
That's so weird. That's a weird one, right? So I reckon that's more a case of where they're just writing someone out without, like like Nick, you'll know MASH, right?
Yeah.
So was it Trapper that they wrote out? And he just from one episode to the next, it's just he's dead or he's gone or something like this.
Yeah, they killed Trapper off the screen. I want to say.
Yeah, that was crazy because he was like one of the main two characters, and they were he didn't die in real life. They just wrote him out and then they brought someone else in. Right. Anyway, guys, go on.
That also kind of happened in Seinfeld, where they wrote off the character that George was about to marry because she, gluing envelopes.
They actually wrote her off because none of the principal characters liked her.
Wow.
None of the principal actors.
Okay, here's a question for everyone. What is the best way a character has ever been written off of a show or a film series? What is the best way a character has been written off?
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, there's got to be some good examples.
So I honestly liked when they threw. This is in Jedi, Return of the Jedi, when Starlight Pit.
Yeah. That isn't quite what I mean. That isn't quite what I mean. Because he was a villain, right? So,
Oh, like a character.
yeah, so in a film series, you could say, like, oh, like with Harry Potter, they eventually killed off Dobby, but that's not quite what I mean, because that was the end of his story. I mean something where you write someone out. Because they're not going to be in it for some reason.
What did they write out?
Is it Doctor Who? You're about to say Doctor Who, aren't you?
Mine is Doctor Who.
Yeah, I knew it. Go on. Who have you got?
I've got, as real sadly, it's Colin Baker. How they his regeneration, because he was written out of the show.
Yeah.
Because the BBC didn't want him as the Doctor going forward.
Yeah. And well,
Is Colin Baker your favorite one, Dave?
No, John Pertwee is my favourite.
Scott. Yeah.
okay, but like, so the thing with that is technically the actor was written out, but the character remains. That's sort of the thing with Doctor Who. You see what I mean?
Okay.
But like, no, that's fair. And the way they did it, like we've said it on the show, if the guys don't remember, they just had the next Doctor wearing his costume, and then they could just not show his face.
Yeah. Also on Doctor Who, what they did to Donna Noble.
Oh yeah. I didn't like that. I'll be honest. I didn't like the way that they handled that, because. Go on.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the way they did it with her is they said that suddenly she'd got the mind of the Doctor combined with herself, and so now she was like an equal to the Doctor, and then suddenly it's like she was about to collapse. It's like, oh, a human can't handle having a Time Lord's mind, so now she has to forget. It was literally from Superman, just like, oh, I'll kiss you and just forget, and then we don't have to deal with it. Just doing like in Men in Black. I wish I actually had a neuralizer. This kind of looks the same.
Yeah,
But
I
just
want one too.
just having a neuralizer, just blip, like this gets us out of any plot problems here. I mean that's like a shitty way to deal with a plot point. But
Right. But what they did to Donna Noble really sucked, is what I'm saying.
yeah. Oh, I've got a great example actually. So you guys won't. I'm going to invoke it. Let's see if I've got the banner to bring up here. This is my own one, but in Sliders, right? Now, listen to this one. This one ties into both the character and the actor. So the main actor in the TV show Sliders is Jerry O'Connell, who I'm sure he was in Scream 2. He was, I think he was in The Big Bang Theory as one of Sheldon's brothers and stuff like this. But you'd recognise him probably. And he was the main actor. And in the 4th season of the show, they had, because he's going from parallel world to parallel world, they bring in a new character that is his brother that only exists in one of the parallel worlds. And this character, the world they go to, it's all just like Amish people. So he's very, like, oh, I'm very simple, I've got a very good nature. And the reason for that might have been that he wasn't a very good actor. So they gave him a very basic character. A year later, Jerry O'Connell, who played the main character, quit the show. And when he quit the show, the way they dealt with his character, similar to Colin Baker actually, they had something happen when they were travelling, instead of through time, travelling through from one dimension to another. And there was like lightning. And when he collapsed down, they had another actor sit up. And it was like, oh, I've been combined with this other version from this other world. Even though they had established that almost universally, it's not like Spider-Man where there's 3 different faces. One character was always just that's the actor's face, but he's now been combined with this other version. And then for the brother who didn't get combined,
I had a quick power surge in my house.
that's okay, Nick. Don't worry. It's good to see you back, right? So,
What I missed.
okay, so with Jerry O'Connell's character Quinn Mallory, they combined him as he travelled from one dimension to another with another actor, saying that they got spliced together, and so now he looks like someone else. With the brother, they were like, he was just smeared across all universes, and then they never mentioned him again.
Okay, I missed half of that. But
Okay, good.
Basically, we're talking about people written out of shows, and David went on about Sliders because apparently it's the best show ever.
Guys, fuck you. Right, okay. Look. I listen to all your bullshit.
No, I just said apparently.
Yeah.
we all know the best show ever is God, the Devil, and Bob.
Well, okay, if you didn't enjoy that example, give me a better one.
David, we'll do a geek switch up. One day you watch. How many seasons are there, Sliders?
There's only 5 seasons.
Oh my god, there's 34 episodes. I was gonna be like, okay, you watch this season of this and I'll watch this season of that. But it's fine.
Okay, what would your recommendation be, guys? Let's all give one then.
David, I
I
have
was just gonna
two.
say
Hang on, guys. We can't all speak at once. Cap.
I was just gonna say watch Thundercats 2011 and I will watch season 1 of Sliders and we'll compare notes after we're done.
Okay, hang on. Okay, Thundercats 2011. Right, let's see how many episodes there were. How long does an episode last? 22 minutes? Aren't Thundercats episodes like 7 minutes long, like back in the day?
Even back in the day, they were half an hour for it.
Wait, 22 minutes and there are 26 episodes? That's not fair. Sliders, there are like 8 episodes.
Yeah, but 5 seasons.
Yeah, okay, yeah, but you said you'd watch season 1. Right.
Okay, I'll watch
You're backing out of the deal.
I'll watch season 2 as well.
So there was 5 seasons. Oh, okay, there were 10 episodes in season 1. Now, here's the thing. Season 1 and season 2, if you said I want to watch season 1 and season 2 of Sliders, but then I'm not going to watch any more, I'd say fair enough, because they killed the show after it. And you know Gimli from Lord of the Rings? He plays like the second main character in the show, who is like a wise professor, right? And he quit the show because he said that this could have been the best show on television, where every week it was like, what if this different world was like this? But instead they just did like, not parodies, but they were like, oh, this week's episode is going to be just the same as The Wizard of Oz. This week's episode, they're going to be on a world and it's the movie Species. And it just went down, and I can't defend that.
David, I think Sliders and Thundercats is the best share-up because they also canceled Thundercats. Only even though ratings-wise it did really well, it didn't sell enough toys, so Cartoon Network was like, yeah, we're gonna sell Legos now, and they replaced it with a Lego show. Even though they wrote the script for season 2.
Okay, Nick, what show would you give if you're all gonna watch Sliders and we're all gonna watch Thundercats? Nick, what are you submitting for us to watch?
I would submit to you guys God, the Devil, and Bob.
God's the Devil and what?
Bob.
Wait,
God, the Devil, and Bob.
2 episodes of that, Nick. Is there the one where God decides to choose Bob as the reason for how to spare the universe, and the devil is trying to convince him that he should make a deal and destroy the universe?
Yes, it is. And the model god is Jerry Garcia from the Grateful Dead. I couldn't remember the band name.
I seen the first episode where the solution was that Bob brings his daughter to the ball. And after that I didn't continue
Or
watching.
the other one, I do have another show that I would also recommend.
Go on, which is?
Be the Clerks animated series,
Clark's animated series.
which has 9 episodes. They're 17 minutes long, and they were only able to air 4 of them on Cartoon Network on Comedy Central before it got canceled.
Wow. Why did it get cancelled so quickly?
Because Kevin Smith originally he wanted to put it on ABC, and ABC was like, no, we're not gonna air more than 4 episodes. So
Okay, Dave, what are you submitting for us to watch?
I've already recommended this to Cap, and what? Don't give me.
It's Doctor.
It's not
Please
Doctor
don't
Who.
be.
It's not Doctor Who.
It's Torchwood. It's the Sarah Jane Adventures, Canine and Company, or
Well,
Class.
actually, I was going to suggest no. So I was going to suggest go and watch season 1 to 3 of Once Upon a Time.
That's a good show.
I've already seen it. No, I've already seen it. What else?
No, I just say that in general. Just go and watch.
Yeah, just watch it again.
1 to 3, because seasons 1 to 3 are really good.
Yeah.
Season 4, when it introduces Frozen, is when it gets shit.
Yeah. In the end, didn't they brought in like didn't they in the end bring in like Frankenstein's monster and things that just didn't fit?
They brought in
Dr. Jekyll or something.
Dr. Jekyll in. Yeah, they brought in Jekyll and Hyde, and was it Sam Witwer, who was Darth Maul and Starkiller? He was Mr. Hyde. That was that year. That was season 6, and everything was just really bad. They had a musical number in that one as well, because Disney had taken over at that point, so it was a full musical section. And then season 7, they kind of went into, oh look, there's an Elseworlds kind of thing. So there's more loads of other stories happening, and forget about all the characters you knew in the first 6 seasons. Now we've got all these new characters in, and the people you knew are not actually the people you know. And it's just like I just gave up after season 6. I was like, please stop.
It got cancelled pretty soon after that, right?
Yeah, it was season 7. That's the shortest one. That was like 12 episodes, and then that was done.
I don't get. There are shows which try to keep going with most of their cast missing, and the examples that come to my mind, Scrubs, didn't they just basically do it where it was an all new cast, and then just a couple of cameos in the last time they did Scrubs? Oh, it's a spin-off, so it's not the same. But suddenly after Friends, it's like, oh, here's just Joey, and right, and what was the other one I was going to say? Oh yeah, and like the X-Files. So when David Duchovny left, then they brought in Robert Patrick as the character John Doggett, and it was him and Gillian Anderson. And Gillian Anderson was meant to be the ones like, Mulder, I don't believe any of like this alien stuff. But when Mulder left, she suddenly had to be the lead ones like, you have to believe Doggett. And it's like, wait, you're meant to be the counterpoint to this the whole time. And so then a year later, or maybe 2 years later, she was like, well, I quit this as well. And they were still making X-Files without either Mulder or Scully in it.
My favorite had to be like in that section. I would say Community, because their cast members didn't leave, but the show did. Because like they did the most coolest thing you could do up. They started bringing on characters from the I think the guy from The Thing came in the last season. I forgot his name, Keith or something.
Michael Chiklis?
No. It's the guy from Thing who survives with the other guy, the main character. I forgot his name. He's been in great movies. He's the guy who voiced the gargoyles. Keith David, I think. I think that's his name.
Okay, guys. You keep talking. I'm gonna disappear for a couple of minutes, but I will be back. So go for it.
This Dave is taking over now.
He left Dave in charge.
I'm in charge now.
My favorite thing about Community is simply this. There's an episode in Community where they're talking about movies.
Yeah.
Albert is talking about movies, and he's like, oh my god, Beetlejuice is one of my favorite movies. And then Rita or Annie, I forgot which one, says, don't say his name, or he'll appear. As the episode proceeds, Albert again, Troy asks Albert, what's your favorite movie again? Oh, Beetlejuice. So, and then later on, like right before the episode ends, one of them says, man, we should really get together and watch everyone's favorite movies. Which is everyone's favorite movie? They all say the other ones. And Abed says, oh, I love Beetlejuice. And then in the background, like for one split second, you see walking through the window, Michael Keaton in full Beetlejuice regalia. several years later, and it was like, yep, actual Michael Keaton in full Beetlejuice regalia, because apparently he loved Community. Like, he loved the show, and he wanted to do a random cameo.
That show was so good. The only season I would say kind of went off is I think sixth season of the movie. Like fifth season was kind of watered down for me, but sixth season, the final season was like it was still like full on. Again, they brought in Keith David, and I would say it's still one of my favorite finales. It's a sad one.
Hold on. God, stop. I've only seen up to the fourth season. I'm still working through it.
Okay.
I'm not doing anything.
Yeah, I just love The Office. I love Parks and Rec.
Yeah, I couldn't get into any of those, but instantly I was able to get into Community because I watched How I Met Your Mother, which was going off of how you say Friends.
Are the people in Community.
Really?
I'm like, so hear me out.
Okay.
TJ is what's the main character's name in Community? I can't remember his name.
What is the show again, Nick?
Recess.
Yeah, do you not know Recess Cat? It was a Disney Channel cartoon.
It's completely up your wheelhouse. Like you would actually love it, I think.
Yeah, you would like Recess Cat. All the dynamics of all the kid characters and such.
Yeah.
And the whole thing with the principal as well. I think when they did the film, that's where it was really good. They actually repaired a lot of bridges in that. But yeah, I'd say Recess is a really good cartoon. You should check that out, Kat.
My favorite line in Recess is from the film when Ms. Finster, who's the villain, the disciplinarian of the school. In the film, she looks at the villain from the film. I forget what the character's name is, but he says, "Hey," teacher, leave the kids alone." And I'm like, "Yay! Big Floyd reference. Let's go."
I'd say like some of the Disney Channel cartoons, they were really, really good, but not all of them were.
Yeah, I think the early ones, right? The early Gargoyles was a great show.
Oh my god.
House of Mouse.
Gargoyles is still in my top 10. He's on
Yeah.
my top 10 list. He's on my all-time top 10 list, along with Ren and Stimpy, Old Doug, before it was a Disney property, and
Ren and Stimpy became a Disney property?
No, Ren and Stimpy was always Nickelodeon.
Okay,
But I'd
yeah,
say
that makes sense.
that Ren and Stimpy is in my all-time top 10 list of cartoons that I can always watch.
you are hurting Nick's feelings.
I'm sorry. Just a friend of mine just sent me a link to something, and he said, "Hey, you want to do this?" He sent me a. So the BBC have just put out an article. This is a geek rate. This is just what I'm laughing at. He said it's an article from the BBC saying the World Gravy Wrestling Championships are now open.
Yes.
And he sent me a link going, "Hey Dave, do you want to do this for fun?" No.
I'll do it. I love gravy.
It's just a picture of some guys commenting gravy.
Okay, well let's use AI to imagine that.
Oh
Oh,
god,
no.
Oh wait, what, Carlton? Yeah, Carlton?
I'm sorry to derail it. It just made me laugh. I couldn't get it. It's really funny.
So, David, have you seen the cartoon? David Postansky.
Yeah.
So, Pustansky.
Yes.
Have you seen the show Recess?
Yeah, of course.
Do you think that Caplefake would like Recess?
Yes, I do. I think he'd love it. Right, but also check this out. That just looks like someone took a massive shit. This is the World Diarrhea Championship.
You ruined it. It was such a funny image in my head, and now you've ruined
Oh,
it.
that is just... Oh my god. They're squeezing the shit out of that guy.
Hey, David, do me a favor. Pull up Recess and Community, an image side by side.
What? How am I meant to do that? Recess and Community TV shows. Let's see what happens. Right, well, it's probably one or the other. Or maybe it's not. You tell me. Oh, what? So they're saying they're the same thing?
Yeah, there's a theory that explains how all the characters grew up in.
Could be. Oh, there you go. There you go. Oh, this was a good show. It was a good show.
Yeah,
It is a
community.
very good.
So he is him because he's the tall one.
Right. It's his Troy, obviously.
If you say so.
Well, not obviously, because they're both athletes.
Yeah.
Britta is Britta's Gretchen.
Guys, I'll be back.
Oh, he's gone again.
He abandoned us again!
Oh god, right. So, spot the difference. One of these things is not like the other. One of these things.
I assume the guy in the red cap would be. What's the
Yeah,
guy's
that's
name?
Jeff. TJ
Okay,
is
yeah.
Jeff.
That's the tall guy. being-
Troy is Vince. Mikey is Shirley, actually.
That's it.
No, Shirley is the
Temple.
actress who's like the intellectual one that's too deep and that loves poetry and stuff. Gretchen is Britta, and Spinelli is the blonde chick whose name I can't remember.
But here's a good trivia for you. I just googled the show Recess, and it came out in 1997, the year I was born. Nick.
Wow, it's fate.
Yeah, it was. You know how that was when Recess came out?
20.
I was 16.
I was close. I was close.
Oh, you sweet Nick baby.
Sweet Nick's team.
I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna take my ball.
No.
No. Who wants it?
How old was Anna? 97, you said?
Yeah. You were a baby, Nick.
I was saying I was 4 when Recess came out.
You were a baby.
I was not a baby. I was running around like a headless chicken, eating spiders. True story.
Also, Hercules came out in 1997. That's why when I do the BuzzFeed quiz, they're like, which speed character are you? Considering on your birthday, Hercules!
Man, I do love Hercules. I do love that movie.
They got a musical coming out in London soon for Hercules.
Yeah, it looks terrible.
Yes, it's at the Drury Lane Theatre, where they had Frozen. It's almost like that's the Disney theatre, because you got the Lion King at the Lyceum, which is near, like just down the street a bit. Yeah, and then you got the Drury Lane, which had Frozen, and now it's got Hercules in there.
How far are you from London, Dave?
Crikey, like several 100 kilometres.
He's been captured by the French.
No, well, it's not necessarily captured, but I have to just jump on a Eurostar to get to Londonia.
Oh shit, it's David.
Oh shit, Dave. Oh shit.
We get home.
Guys, what have I missed?
We were talking about shoes. We talked about handbags, and we talked about.
Oh my god! Oh my god! So, guys, something I'd like to say, right? 28 years later is out, and I just couldn't see it today, just by a tiny bit of time. But I did see at long last Karate Kid Legends.
Oh, what do you think?
Has anyone here seen it?
Not yet. I'm hesitant.
Oh, don't be hesitant. It's just like it's like they've strung together 3 episodes of Cobra Kai. It doesn't do anything especially more than that. And so there's the main guy. I don't remember any of the characters' names. There's the main guy, the kid, and then he meets a girl, and she literally looks like Sam from Cobra Kai. And it's like, why couldn't this just be set in the, fully in the Cobra Kai universe? And the only reason, actually, is because she's a love interest. And then everyone would be like, what about Miguel? But literally, she looks like Sam. And she's the love interest. And then there's a douchebag who kind of looks like Robbie, right? And it's like, well, except for he's got dark hair.
I have a question. Was Robbie really the douchebag in Cobra Kai?
At times, yeah.
For about 3 seasons.
It depends.
4 seasons.
Well, here's the thing. It depends. Like, the thing I love most about Cobra Kai is from scene to scene, they could make you feel for that character or make that character seem the bad guy. So whoever was like the bad, you'd be like, when the show started, you're like, okay, so Johnny Lawrence is the one it's following. And then there was like LaRusso. And LaRusso's like, hey, Johnny, remember when we were at school? And you'd see he's like, that, my life went downhill from there. And you're like, oh, wow, they've literally made LaRusso the bad guy. And then the next scene, it'd be like, no, LaRusso's still the good guy. And they'd have Miguel, it's like, oh, you're doing Cobra Kai, that's bad. And you're like, oh, Miguel's the bad guy. And then the next scene, it'd be like, no, I'm on Miguel's side. It's just a great show. But this...
complex characters. Who knew?
Yeah. And the thing is, so this is no major spoilers. It's very much a standalone story. It doesn't really do anything much to connect to Cobra Kai, except for a couple of little bits.
Do they mention? I do have a question, and you can tell me to dance or not. Do they mention Miyagi at all?
Of course, yeah. Mr. Miyagi is heavily important to the story. And look, and you'll see from the trailers, LaRusso is in it, and they go with the whole route of 2 branches, 1 tree, and that's how they bring Jackie Chan and LaRusso together. Now, it's a shame Dev isn't on here, because he said a couple of weeks back that Ralph Macchio is in it for the last 10 minutes. He's not at all. Jackie Chan is only in it for maybe 5 minutes longer than Daniel LaRusso. And what I would compare it to is when you watch Spider-Man No Way Home, and you're halfway through the movie, and you're still like, oh my god, is Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield not going to be in it? And then boom, Andrew Garfield's in it, and then boom, the next scene you get Tobey Maguire, and then they're just in the rest of the movie. This is the exact same thing. So, it's like, until there is a place for them to be in it, they're not in it. And when they're in it, then they're important.
What did you think? I was asked, what did you think of, did you see the end credits for the scene?
Yeah.
I liked it. That's the only thing that's been ever spoiled for me. That's why I was hesitant.
Oh, okay.
I watched it and I couldn't help but laugh.
Well, I don't, like, how much are people bothered? It doesn't ruin anything other than it doesn't ruin any plot points. Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, speak if you don't want it. Speak if you don't want it. Right. So it has a post-credit scene, which is literally it comes up with a title, and then it just has this one extra scene, and it shows you back at LaRusso's home, and suddenly Johnny Lawrence is stood there with him. And there is just a little joke because he's delivered a pizza. And Johnny Lawrence actually gets the last line of the movie. He's like, we should have a pizza business. It could be called Miyagi Dough. And it's just like, and he's like, and then it was like, what was he? He's just like, deliver fast, deliver hard, no olives. Or something like that. You know, it's just like 2 lines. And the one thing in it is that they do tease that, oh, if you ever like the young guy, the new Karate Kid, he's like, oh, if you ever need me, you know, to LaRusso. So they're just keeping the options open for there to be future sequels or spin-offs, I guess, of Cobra Kai.
Next movie, Jaden Smith comes along.
No!
No!
I would have liked for them to have had
Yeah.
either Robbie or what was
Miguel?
Larissa's daughter's name in the
Sam.
Either Robbie or Sam just be like walking around in the background or something. Not in the scene, but like.
But it's set in New York. The movie is set in New York, which it did, you know. So they have, instead of the All Valley, they have, this is the 5 boroughs karate championship.
What?
And like and they put in there where it's like Jackie Chan teaches his, because the kid is his nephew. They're like, you know, I'm teaching him kung fu, and it's like, but he needs to learn karate to win this. It's like you're just saying that kung fu is not a good martial art, that it can't defeat karate, you know.
To be fair, I think when Okinawa is where karate was known, I think it's most of the fact that it kind of comes from kung fu. If the character you get the lineage back to. Although here's the thing, kung fu, let's say, just means great skill. Instead of actually specifying martial arts from China, because there's dozens of martial arts in China, and they're not always called kung fu. Kung fu just literally translates to great skill.
Okay, so here was the weirdest thing about the movie. Not that I say I didn't like it, but do you guys remember the TV show Fringe?
No.
Oh my god, really? Guys, okay, Sliders, definitely watch Sliders. But if you want to see a good sci-fi TV show that gets better and better as it goes along, the TV show Fringe is one worth checking out. Let me just bring this up here. It's kind of it's got an element of parallel dimensions, but all kinds of stuff in it. But anyway, I forget what it. Yeah. So this guy here, you'll recognise him, I'm sure, from stuff. He plays the dad of the love interest, and half the movie is the new Karate Kid teaching him kung fu, and it's like, wait, this feels the wrong way around. But anyway, yeah.
In a world where haircuts are bad, one man and his fringe.
Fringe.
I do have to ask, Dave, will you bring this up? Do you really like After Earth?
No, I'm just doing that to mess with you.
After Earth? What was that?
I'm just doing that to
Was that Jaden Smith?
That's the Will and Jaden Smith film, where the one with the Supreme Commander, Cypher Rage. I'm acting.
I can't remember if I've seen that. What? There is... You go on.
I would say, Dave, I think Will Smith also had a writing part to play in it. And it was directed by M. Night Shyamalan. And I gotta say, this movie is great to make fun of, but terrible to enjoy as a movie. You know what Will Smith is known for? His charisma, his charm, all that stuff. Well, suck everything out of it.
Wow.
And the name of a character called Cypher Rage.
That's a good name.
Yeah, literally, the film is kind of like a like a Quiet Place meets Predators meets a Star Trek film.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Imagine if the Predator is blind.
Yeah, and the only way they see you is from your emotions.
Gosh. Okay, guys, we're going to have to begin to wrap things up here. I'll check to see if there's any other late breaking news. I don't think there was.
How to Train Your Dragon, the live action version.
Any good?
It's really good. So I love the animated.
Nick, do you like this movie only because Nick Frost is in this?
No, I actually love the animated How to Train Your Dragon. So I thought it was a very different story, but it was very good. Also,
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
one thing that I do gotta give them a lot of credit for is the kid that plays Hiccup, who's the lead character, looks identical to the way that Hiccup looks in the animated movie. Which I know you would only know that if you've seen the animated movie, but holy shit, he looks just like him.
Yeah, I would agree with that one.
I concur.
It was really good. Like, I didn't even realize Nick Frost was in the movie until I saw the in credits.
Wow. Okay, guys, look, let's wrap this one up here. I'll be honest. Look, this is a Thursday. We had Slam Jam yesterday, Geek Battle today.
Yes, Geek Battle been stolen by Slam Jam.
I don't know. I don't know, guys. We'll work out. But I don't know. I feel like Geek Battle feels like a Wednesday thing.
Actually, I was about to say that for me, because of my new work schedule, this is better for me.
Okay. We'll keep trying it. We'll keep trying it. The only thing is that Improv is on a little earlier, so it means that we have to wrap things up a little. Oh my God! Do you know what? I feel like I don't know how we bypassed it. We literally mentioned Spaceballs 2, and then didn't actually discuss it at all. Right. I just seen something about Spaceballs 2. So the great thing about Spaceballs 2, the headlines are, so Rick Moranis is coming out of retirement to play Dark Helmet. Mel Brooks is 98 years old and he will be playing yoga again. And then like, is it Bill Pullman's son is going to be, well, Bill Pullman's going to be in it, but his son who was just Sentry in Thunderbolts, they're all going to be in it. And
Josh Gad is going to play Bartholomew's son, I guess.
Wow, okay.
Because you don't have John Candy anymore?
Yeah.
I've been trying to find this, but okay, you're on Facebook. Let me talk about Facebook. Come back to this.
Wow. Okay, you don't like Spaceballs?
No, I like Spaceballs. I especially like
No, hold on. Yeah. Do you not like Spaceballs?
No, I like.
You can't
No,
say
I like.
If
No,
you
I like.
Spaceballs,
Nick, I like the helmet.
I bet you do.
I was not asking if you like the helmet. I was asking if you like Spaceballs.
Oh my! Right, guys, we are going to have to wrap things, I'm afraid. So, Dave...
Before we go, I do want to mention, I'm trying to find this first Robin movie about Baseball, but I couldn't. But there's one of Disney's official pages on Facebook put out, you know the meme where they put out a horse? One horse is like flaming, but the other parts of the horse are like drawn bad. You can see the evolution of how a trilogy of movies has gone by. It's a way of rating things with the horse meme. It's like it's evolving, but in a good way in a sense. Disney actually memed this with Snow White, Lilo and Stitch, and also How to Train Your Dragon. And all the reactions to that post is ha ha. And then in the comments they're like, oh my God, Disney, you have to sell all your live action on your DreamWorks How to Train Your Dragon property. It's not even yours.
Wow. And on that note, Capital Fave, where can the people find you?
You can find me on Twitties, where I sing and dance, I throw myself in the bucket, and I work with puppets. And you can go on and look at the Father's Day sketch that is on with Professor and Scott, Lucas, Father's Day surprise. Although I've changed the title a little bit so I can get more views. Other than that, there will be another Father's Day video I have to put out this week as well. And then afterwards, we'll see where it goes on for me. And you can also find me here on different shows.
Okay, Dave MC Gaming, RDRO. I don't understand that bit, if I'm honest.
It was supposed to be Red Dead Online, but some things happened, so I didn't do it tonight.
And instead you're a bear.
Yeah, instead I'm a bear. So you can find me on my YouTube channel, Dave MC Gaming, where if you look, for those that are watching this, you can look behind me. That is my Poppy Playtime Chapter 4 Let's Play. So go and check that out. That'll be running till the end of June, and I'm streaming this week on Saturday and Sunday this week, as I'm going away for a couple of days. So definitely go and check out any of my previous Let's Plays, and definitely go and check out my Poppy Playtime Chapter 4. And then go back and watch the first episode, and then share it a couple times, and then go back and watch the beginning again.
Okay, Nick.
I can be found in the 7th Circle of Hell, where I am currently ruling everything I surround me. But in reality, I can be found here on Geek Battle and occasionally on Xstreamed Improv, Xstreamed. We shall probably be at Xstreamed in whenever that room opens.
Okay, yeah, that'll be in a minute. Cap?
I found the post. I'm sharing it, Dave, if you would mind sharing this because it's hilarious.
Okay, well, where is it in the chat?
Yes, I put it in this chat.
Okay. Copy link. Let's get this in there.
Oh, he shared it in the chat box.
Don't say it like that.
To repeat Spencer from Dave MC's channel, get out of my ears!
Get out!
I will only stop doing this when you stop laughing.
Wait, it says Snow White. Wait, this?
Yeah. Check out the post. Check out the post. It just goes all the
From Snow White to Lilo and Stitch, it's intriguing the whole new way. Which one most excited you more?
None of them.
None of those three.
Yeah.
Look at the reactions. All of it are
Yeah, that is true. 40,000. Yeah, you're right. Actually, that is quite good. All of it are laughing. Is that true? All of it?
Yeah. Look at the comments section.
39,000. Wow. Any anger? Right, that's amazing. Okay, that was worth it.
Check out the comments.
Gotta go, guys. Gotta go. Right, so my name is David Pstansky. Find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at David Pstansky. Xstreamed Improv is going to be starting in about 2 minutes' time, so see you there, everyone, and stay safe, always stay extreme, live long and prosper. May the force be with you. Nanu, nanu.